MZTV.
Are you sure this is a new year? I don't know. Yeah, it kind of feels to me like we got a recycled year, like we got a used year. It kind of feels like 1997. I feel like 1997 has been repackaged, and we've been sold a bad bill of goods. I don't know. It's just my instincts. This is Martin Zender, once again reporting from my kitchen in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, otherwise known as the edge of the bottom of the Floridan Peninsula. But it doesn't matter where you are on this planet. This planet is soon to become our ex-home. Yeah, that's right. It's been nice, planet Earth, but it's time to leave now. And we will leave you to your tribulations, your earthquakes, your fire, your hail. And we will be introduced to our new home, which will be much better. We will be made immortal, not subject anymore to death. We will be glorified. We will have energy source known as spirit within ourselves. There will be an inexhaustible source of life and light and happiness and joy. Right now we have a little smidgen of the spirit. That's the official Greek word, smidgen. We have it in measure. Jesus Christ was the only one walking the planet who had the Spirit without measure, and he had to just contain it. But we are going to explode in spirituality. Our bodies need to be changed because we can't contain the glory that is about to be revealed for us and in us. And we will be seated with Christ at the right hand of God, which is a place of magnificent power, magnificent glory. Somebody asked me the other day, are you sure, like, you want to actually, like, rule things among the celestials? Like, you want to be in charge of stuff? I said, yeah, I do. I got a few rants to take care of here before I get into, again, taking it slow, getting into the growth of God. I want us to all just become journey-oriented and not outcome-oriented. So many people, they look for outcomes, and they just have a thing in mind that they want to happen, and they're so obsessed with, like, arriving at Oz. Here we go again, another Wizard of Oz analogy. But they're so obsessed with the destination that they forget to enjoy, as much as you can, the journey. You've heard the saying, half the fun is getting there. I say 90% of the fun is getting there. In a way, it's disappointing when you reach a goal because it has consumed you to get there, and you've been so engaged with the day by day that you kind of feel lost now that you've accomplished your goal. Talk to anybody who's like won an Olympic gold medal. They stand there at the podium. It's all wonderful, but then what do I do now? It was great while you were working toward it. I'm now in the process finally of getting books typeset and published for you. But I've been asked, Martin, what if these books never get out? At this point, this sounds crazy, but it doesn't matter to me. I'm still going to get them out. Don't worry, I'm still going to get them out. But why have I waited so long? Well, there's an enemy at work trying to keep these books from getting to you. But on a more practical tack, it's the writing that I luxuriate in. It's the process of putting the words down, bringing it to life. I mean, I'm totally satisfied, me personally. This is very selfish, by the way. If these books stayed in my computer, it doesn't matter because I'm not outcome-oriented. I'm not looking to make money on these books. Oh, maybe I'll get on the New York Times bestseller. Maybe I'll be a famous writer. I used to think this crap back in the 80s, even early 90s. I used to think this way. Again, that I'll be happy when I get the results that I want. I'll be happy when I arrive on the New York Times bestseller list, which is bogus anyway. Come to, slowly these things dawn on you that it's all a racket. It's living every day. It's doing it. This applies to our spiritual walk, as I told you yesterday. Christians are outcome oriented. They have to feel a certain way. They have to attain a certain level of what they would consider moral perfection. They have a chart of how many days they attended Sunday service or Wednesday Bible study. They have to read the Bible in a year. They have to memorize so many verses. You know, I never set out to memorize verses. That's outcome oriented. I know these verses that I know because of working with them, because of living inside of them, because of having the Word of God dwelling in me richly. There are some carpenters, for instance, they know every kind of wood. They can look at it in an instance and they know pine from maple, from cherry, from gopher wood. Is that still around? Gopher wood? Noah built the ark out of gopher wood, whatever that is. They can feel the texture. They could probably tell you blindfolded. This is pine harvested in 2006 from Western Washington State. Why? Because they memorize it? No, because they've worked with it. You don't sit around and memorize things. That's what we did in school by rote. You memorized state capitals, you memorized equations, you memorized facts, and you did it in order to take a test. And then once the test is over, you forget everything. Because it wasn't a thing that you lived in. It's not a thing that you lived in. This is a journey. And it's not... I'm not saying you shouldn't have a goal constantly in mind, but not so much that you don't appreciate where you are. I mean, let's pick up the Tin Man and the Cowardly Lion and the Scarecrow while we're at it. Let's not be in such a rush to Oz that we forget to look around. Well, you couldn't ignore the Cowardly Lion. He kind of jumps out at you. Put him up, put him up. Yeah, you couldn't ignore him. But... it's the old saying, stop and smell the roses. Or stop and smell the coffee. Stop and smell anything. Just start smelling things. That's my policy. Start smelling stuff. I love the way the people in the Bible, I had a couple rants for you, yes. But I love the way the people in the Bible traveled. I was born out of season. I should have been born in the first century. Or any time before that. Any time before, really, 1820. Yeah. Because I love self-propelled travel. I love the simple things in life. I used to love writing letters by hand. You know, you wrote a letter to your girlfriend, and you folded it in thirds, put it in the envelope, licked the envelope, put a stamp on it. You sent it out to your girlfriend, and like you just waited on pins and needles. But let me tell you, you put everything you had into that letter because... it was a rare thing to get a letter. And I used to sit there and wait for the mailman to come into the driveway. Like, is that letter there today? Did she write me back? Right? This is good stuff. This instant gratification, it sounds like a great thing, but it's overkill. It's over information. It's over everything. So going back to the way they traveled, they walked everywhere. If somebody told you, I walked 25 miles today, it was no big deal. I mean, Grandma walked 25 miles a day. They all, when they traveled to Jerusalem, they walked. I think a biblical day's journey, I checked this out, was 24 miles, except on the Sabbath. So it was common to cover 24 miles in a day. Common. I hope you see this is all illustrative for a spiritual walk. Because when people walk places, they have time to think, they have time to look around. When you're driving, and I've been guilty of this, you just want to get to where you're going. And you miss stuff. This is why I bicycled across the United States. This is why. to slow down, see stuff. Yeah, I wanted to see things. I wanted to experience it. I wanted to breathe it. Breathe it in. On that trip in 1980, I met this guy named Bob Brown. He was 60-something years old. He was on a crazy-looking bike. It was an old bike. It wasn't like some sleek English racer bike. No, this guy was just plodding along, which is beautiful. I think we were going up. I met him going up Cameron Pass in Colorado, elevation just over 10,000 feet. And he told me something that I remembered. This was 1980, so how many years ago is this? I've remembered it ever since. Stuck in my mind. It might be a common saying. I don't know, but I heard it for the first time in June of 1980, and it was this. It says, life is hard by the yard. By the inch, it's a cinch. Life is hard by the yard. By the inch, it's a cinch. People say, how do you bicycle across the United States? You don't. You don't. You ride your bike to your next meal. You ride your bike to the restaurant in Clintonsville or Dubuque or Amarillo. You ride your bike to that patch of shade you can see up there. And then when you look back, you just sew all those things together. I've had people tell me, I could never ride my bike across the United States. Oh my God, it's so hard. I said, can you ride your bike 5 miles? Sure, yeah, it's easy. Okay, just ride your bike 5 miles for 200, 300 days, and you'll get there. It's just, after that, it's all logistics. See what I mean? Of course you can do it. Can you walk 4 miles a day? Then you can walk across the country. The rest is logistics. Might take you a while, but so what? Who's in a hurry? So I've been accused, if you can believe this, of just being snatching away oriented. Like, you just want to be snatched out of here. Yeah, that's true. I do. Yeah, I do. But I'm not sitting around looking out the window on pins and needles hoping it's today. I do hope it's I do. Don't get me wrong. I do. I expect it to be any time now because we're supposed to live with a continual expectation. This has a name. It's called loving his appearing. Loving his appearing. But I'm not outcome oriented. I know it's coming, but in the meantime, I can't wait to get up in the morning and put that cup of coffee. You see that? I got a French press over there. Where is it? I can't point for this way. There. I got a French press. Oh, and yesterday I bought a new blend of coffee. I boil the water back there. I just put it in. I can't wait. I mean, that's what I look forward to. Well, what about just snatching away? Well, first I want my coffee, but Christ can come anytime. But in the meantime, I'm on a journey. My God, please listen to me. You're going to drive yourself crazy if you're objective oriented. I'm not saying you don't have your eye. I mean, set your affection on things above. Yes, your affection on things above. But in the meantime, you got coffee to make. In the meantime, how great is it going to feel to wrap yourself in those covers on a cold night and go to sleep? Oh, yeah, very nice, very nice. How great does water feel going down your throat when you're parched? Fantastic. These little things you look forward to. Just keep doing them until the thing happens. Keep doing them. Don't obsess. Do I look like I'm obsessing over the snatching away? I want to be with Christ. I hope it's now. I hope it's before I end the show. I do. But in the meantime, you just walk. And you don't kick yourself for enjoying the pleasures of life. I got to give you a great example of this. Boy, I had some great rants lined up. But going back to my running routine. I've in the last 3 or 4 months, I had lost it. I was running a lot 3 or 4 months ago, but I lost it somehow. I don't know how. Oh, yes, I do, and this is the lesson. Because I started to look, I was looking at my runs as outcome oriented. Like, when's this thing going to be finished? And for some reason, this ties in with the snatching away. For some reason, I personally, maybe this will help you, I can't continue an exercise program simply for the vague idea of getting in shape. Like, losing weight's not enough for me. It's boring. Ticking off days on a calendar. Look, I worked out 10 days in a row. I don't care. That's boring. I have to have a reason I'm doing it. So this ties in with your expectations. So to me, the only thing that gets me excited is a big thing. Like when I was training for the 1980 Transcon bicycle trip, it was a big thing. So it was easy to train for. This is why, because it's not like I was working out. It's not just a workout to get in shape. I was getting ready for epicness. But in the getting ready for epicness, the getting ready was its own reason. It was its own purpose. I'm still going toward a goal. We're still going toward a goal. We're still reaching out for maturity. We're still heading toward the snatching away. But in the meantime, everything we do contributes to the purpose, and we can inhabit it maybe because we have the goal in mind, but also because we know that there's so much to be had on the route to Oz, on the yellow brick road. So many adventures on the yellow brick road. So everything changed for me in the last month when I said, you know what, I know myself. I have to have a goal. I have to have something crazy to shoot for. I have to have something epic in my mind. So I decided I'm going to run across Florida. I'm going to run across the state of Florida. I'm going to go from West Palm Beach to Fort Myers. It's approximately 125 miles. That's not much, really, when you think about it. So the plan is to go 32 miles a day for 4 days. Oh my God, how do you run for 32 miles a day? You don't. You run to the next gas station, get a drink. You run to that tree over there to get some shade. You stop to talk to a homeless person and hope he gives you a new pair of socks, which happened to me, as you know. So everything changed for me. Now I'm not on workouts. I'm not working out. I'm living. Each workout becomes, I just called it a workout, but it's a figure of speech known as retention, where I retain the old term to describe it in a new way. See, so now I'm going through this process of preparing for this epicness. And now I take time to talk to them. It doesn't matter when I finish. That's the thing. I run the whole thing, but I'll stop. I'm doing like 8 miles in the morning and 4 miles at night. Sounds like a lot, 12 miles a day. I think that's 20K for you people in other countries. But it's easier than it used to be, because now I'm not going out for a workout. I'm going out as part of my life. You see, there's a big difference. I want you to apply this to your life. If this helps you, great. I really want this to help you. And apply it to your spiritual walk. You're not out to attempt spiritual feats that can be marked on a chart. You're living. So I'm not going out for a workout. I'm going out to live. It's part of my day. It's part of my life. Therefore, I can stop whenever I want. I can talk to the homeless people. I can stop at the 7-Eleven, buy a drink. It doesn't matter. If I'm tired, I just stop. I may even sit down under a tree for 2 or 3 minutes. Who cares? I don't have a stopwatch. So there it is. There it is. You don't necessarily slow down, i.e. miles per hour, speaking of life now in a metaphor. You slow down your thinking, and you allow yourself to inhabit the moment. And again, Jesus put it in a nutshell: take no thought for tomorrow. Well, if you're bicycling across the country, I say take no thought for the next 4 hours. Just try to get to your next food stop. Try to get to the next 7-Eleven. Oh, one time I was out west and I went to a restaurant. I think it was a Howard Johnson's. Remember those things? and they had a placemat on the table, and the placemat was a map of the United States. I think I was still in Nevada, and I looked down at the map. I go, oh, crap, look at it. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see the North American continent. And you're here, and you have to go over there. No, that wrecked me. I don't want to see how much it is. I just want to be in it. So, but when I left the restaurant, I was back on the road. I got to miss the potholes. I'm not bicycling across the country. I'm trying to miss potholes and not be hit by trucks. And I'm thirsty, and I'm hungry, and I'm tired. Those are beautiful things because they engage us with the present. And I want you to be present in every moment of life and not be racing to get to some goal. This is the whole thing I brought up to you about marriage. People race to get to this goal. This is why, again, I maybe didn't explain it well enough, why I love to see weddings wrecked. It pisses me off that people have this goal in mind. It's like this big ceremony, and this big thing has to work. Same thing with Olympic athletes. God help them. Everything they do is to win the gold medal. And if they fall down, go boom, then the whole thing's over. Unless they have my mentality where they thought, well, you know what? I loved getting here. All the workout was great, made me feel good. I felt good. My body felt good. So who cares if I didn't medal? Who cares if I fall down, go boom? Who cares if I fall off the balance beam? You live by the ceremony, you die by the ceremony. If you think this ceremony, this official thing, this artificial construct, if you think this is so great, then you better make it work. And if it doesn't work, every detail has to be right. And people obsess over it. And they just go nuts. And they ruin the whole concept of being married, of joining with another person and going through life together, because they initiate it with this insane, stupid, choreographed flowers here, a runner there, the little flower girl, the ring bearer, all the bridesmaids with their matching dresses. Who freaking cares? A whole industry around it. And it better go perfectly right, or your whole marriage, in these people's minds, is soured. They had a terrible start. Why are you putting pressure on yourself to have any kind of ceremonial start like that? Why? I've often said the more expensive the wedding, the least amount of time these people are going to be together. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. Add $1,000, take away a year of marriage. Add another $1,000, take another. Nowadays, it's $10,000. Freaking ridiculous. Just get married. Just get in there. Just start doing it. Live it. Live. So I'm not only am I against outcome-based things, but incoming bullshit, like ceremonies. That's why I like to see the videos of marriage, of weddings, not marriages, weddings gone bad. It's like, yay, now everybody can relax. The first fuck up, you can relax now. Yeah, a dog runs through, the bride falls over, the groom trips. Love it. You notice what happens. All of a sudden, all the tension is broken. People laugh their asses off. And if they're any kind of real human beings in the environment, hopefully the bride and the groom, they will just go, ha, ha, and the whole thing's over now. Beautiful. It's all over. Now you're off to a good start. Now, I'm happy it happened. I'm happy you got wrecked. I'm happy this income thing that's related to an outcome thing. Just forget these bookends. It's got to be great. It's got to be great. I mean, So even if you don't get there, even if you don't get to this goal, everybody has to have a goal. Yes, we have an expectation, but even if you don't get there, the journey has been worth it. But if you think that unless I get there, the journey's been crap, then you're not thinking of it right. Yes, have a goal. You want to run a marathon, or you want to write a book, you want to publish a book, or whatever you want to do, have a goal. But you have to realize that there's richness in getting there. There's richness in this walk right now. The goal, be snatched away, be with Christ. It's great. But there's richness right now in our spiritual walk, and we can demonstrate our spirituality anywhere, anytime. The fruit of the Spirit works in us when we contact other people, when we email our friends, or whatever we do. There's so much rich opportunity to live the Christ life. And that's managed by God. It's managed by Christ. We don't micromanage it. I don't sit there and have a checklist. Did I exhibit the fruit of the Spirit of patience today? No, I don't put myself on a graph and measure myself like a stock on the stock market. I don't. I don't put that kind of pressure on myself. I put it on God. Hey, God, this is your deal. Do it through me, whatever you want to do through me. This is why I can talk like this on these shows, because I don't sit around and put every word down like I gotta make sure I do this, make sure I do that. I just say, God, just speak to the people through me, you know? And so I relax. That's the key. That's the key. Anytime you wreck or crash, I'm talking about emotionally or mentally, a lot of times it's because you put too much pressure on yourself or other people are putting too much pressure on you. Again, it's performance-based. As soon as you're performance-based, then you'll get performance anxiety and you won't be able to perform. This works for a lot of different things. That's what screwed me up early in my life with stuttering, right? It was performance anxiety. A lot of men are screwed up in bed. They have performance anxiety as far as sex is concerned. And so, or in the Olympics, or in golf, they say when you take the golf swing, your mind's supposed to be like just kind of like open. I mean, you've already worked on your technique. You already know where to put your pinky. You already know where you put the eyes. But if you think about all these things, when you take a swing, you'll whack it into the woods. You've already got the information. You've already got the training. Now just relax and don't over scrutinize it. Don't overthink it. Overthinking. All my book covers I came up with in like 20 minutes. Why? Because I refuse to overthink them. It's like your first idea is probably the best idea. So don't overdo it. Relax, baby. Relax, baby. Go slow. Do I got time for one more anecdote? This show's going crazy long. Oh, it's an anecdote. Yeah, I didn't say an antidote. I said an anecdote. Okay, real quick. This show's crazy, but Happy New Year. Anyway, the Marine Corps Marathon, my first marathon, 1978, I knew that I had to pace myself. Only idiots don't pace themselves. But I was surrounded by 10,000 idiots. And when the gun went off, and actually it was a Marine Corps Marathon in Washington, D.C., it was a howitzer. Everybody started taking off like jackrabbits. These people were going, and I'm in the back. I'm not like up front with the elite runners. I just want to finish the thing, see how well I can do. So all these people start going crazy. They're running like jackrabbits, like bunnies on steroids, like people running away from a bank heist looking for the getaway card. I said to these people, I said, see you later, because I started at a reasonable pace, because smart, Zender, smart. I started slow. And my idea was to increase at the end. I'm going to be strong. That's just what happened. I'm telling you, from the 11-mile mark to the rest of the race, 26.2 miles, no one passed me. It was amazing. Because I paced myself, I'm passing all these people. I'm not really going that fast. They're just going freaking slow. It was so wonderful. It felt good. You pace yourself in life. Yesterday I said, I want to last. I want to be the last man standing. I want to keep going. The ever-ready bunny, right? Not the jackrabbit, not the hare, but the ever-ready bunny. The ever-ready bunny's cool. He's pink. He's got sunglasses on. He's taking it easy. He's got that drum. That's me. So nobody passed me at the end. It's much better. It feels better at the end to finish strong. We're going to finish strong here. Along that lines, last thing, I swear to God, you got to link to a video under here. I made a video in 2009 called, what's it called? Last Guys Finish First. Last Guys Finish First. I made this in 2009 in my kitchen, and you got to watch this video. So inspiring. I hadn't seen it in a while. I watched it yesterday. Ooh, I really liked it, and I think you will like it too. So link that watch. Good. Watch a Last Guys Finish First. I'm not going to tell you what it's about. I don't need to, because you're going to watch it. You're going to watch it right after you watch this video, which has been amazing.